Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. We talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. I'm Roast Jeffrey, and subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Now, this next game is going to be a preview and prediction for one of the two most talked about teams in college football for different reasons. You've got the Colorado Buffaloes, primetime Deion Sanders, his team getting a massive win last week over TCU, versus the Nebraska Cornhuskers, a team that is infamously known for always losing close games in the Scott Frost era and now the Matt Rhule era. I'm going to preview and predict whether I think Colorado will beat Nebraska at home or if Nebraska finally has a shot of winning a big game instead of losing in close fashion. Now we've got Nebraska and Colorado. Definitely got to talk about the Buffaloes after their week 1 performance against TCU. They are one of the hottest teams in college football. Now everyone's talking about primetime Deion Sanders and his son Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter and Dylan Edwards and a plethora of other players for Colorado because they've got a whole new team, 87 new players, and it showed on that football field against the TCU Horned Frogs. The Colorado Buffaloes look like they're for real, and they look like a threat potentially in the Pac-12. But should we be pumping the brakes? Because we got to realize that TCU did lose a lot of talent from their playoff team a year ago, and Colorado is a team that has a lot of new players and a lot of opportunistic players that really wanted to win, and primetime got them ready for that game, and that is definitely commendable. But will they overlook Nebraska? Because Nebraska is a football team that has been the leader in playing close games in the last couple years. Every time they lose, it's always a 7-point loss, a 3-point loss. It doesn't matter if it's Scott Frost, now Matt Rhule, and granted, it's only a one-game sample size, but Nebraska lost by 3 points to the Minnesota Golden Gophers on a late game field goal that Minnesota won the game on. Jeff Sims made a couple of mistakes in that game. He's the transfer quarterback from Georgia Tech. Nebraska's going to need Jeff Sims to make a lot less mistakes, but he could have a better game because Colorado's defense did give up 42 points to the TCU Horned Frogs, and grant their defense did get a couple picks on Chandler Morris, the TCU quarterback, especially that Travis Hunter pick. That was an NFL play. That was one of the best plays of week 1. It's still going to be interesting because Colorado gave up so many points. I do feel like Nebraska is going to put up more than 10 points. And I do think that there is a chance Colorado could sleep on Nebraska because Nebraska lost their week 1 game and Colorado got that big win over TCU. I don't think Primetime's the type of guy, especially considering how he just has arose to fame as the Colorado head coach and the fact that his players maybe are on an all-time high. He's probably telling them, don't overlook Nebraska. I'm sure that he is going to hammer that message home, and he's not going to allow his team to forget that. But even if he does hammer it home, it does not mean that his players won't listen to that and they could still overlook Nebraska. It is very well possible. I'm expecting this game to be a lot closer than experts are predicting. A lot of people are picking Colorado to win this game by 21. Some I'm even seeing by 4 scores, 28 points. I think it's going to be a great game. I think Nebraska is going to show that they actually have some offense, especially against Colorado's weaker defense than the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I feel like Nebraska's defense is really solid, and they will not allow Shedeur Sanders to throw for 510 yards like he did against the TCU Horned Frogs. But I do think at the end of the day that Colorado, because they're at home, because Primetime's going to hammer that message home not to overlook Nebraska, and the fact Colorado has a lot of players that are opportunistic and they're playing with ferocity, and they do have talent on that football team. Deion did a great job bringing guys to the portal. Nebraska's got a solid team on both ends of the field. They just got to find a way to get that winning mentality, but I don't think they're going to find it yet. I'm going to go with Colorado to beat Nebraska 31-28. I think it's going to be a close game, and I don't think Colorado's going to score as many points as it did last week, and I think Nebraska's going to score more than did last week. But I do think that the Buffaloes will remain in the top 25 and move to 2-0 and keep the primetime train rolling. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Like this video down below. Comment down below whether you think that primetime will keep the train rolling with the Colorado Buffaloes and they'll move to 2-0, or whether you think that the Nebraska Cornhuskers can finally avoid another heartbreaking loss and move to 1-1. Follow me on Twitter as well. Link is in the description, and I will see you next time.